So what we want to do, obviously, is our initial meeting is to gather what kind of information you guys are going to try to expose, or what your message is, your core message. We were able to view some of your videos that Mr. Kennett had posted a few weeks ago. And we are, from that, we were able to kind of gather by looking at the videos and the website that you are interested in a new logo, as what Shen was telling me, and maybe kind of strengthen up your branding a little bit more, and just kind of develop it from there. So everything, the communication process will just go from what your audience is, or what you guys are going to be communicating to. All your packages will kind of have your branding kind of exposed to just a lot of things, and just kind of get you guys out there a little bit more. So I wasn't sure what type of media you guys were looking into, or if you guys were going to have any packaging that we can kind of incorporate all of these things and just kind of focus a lot of it to the Meadow Valley identity. So it's recognizable by way of color, by way of an iconic thing or a symbol, just something like that. So, so I guess what I'm trying to get from you is what kind of list, or in the immediate future, or the short term or the long term goals, what do you guys want to hope to accomplish in the next couple of months, 2 or 3 months? What kind of exposure? Do you want any print ads? Do you want mailers, or those kind of things? I'm not sure budget-wise what any of all of this was gonna, what you guys are at. So maybe just get some general ideas from you guys, what you guys want to kind of do.
As much free advertising as possible.
That's good. I like free.
So
so let's focus on a lot of
our advertising budget is non-existent.
So. Okay, so we can definitely work around that. A lot of free advertising obviously is already on the web, and that's probably the cheapest one. We can definitely develop a lot more from there. If you guys don't want to go into any printing costs, we can do web blasts to your general clientele, promotionals, or anything like that, and get branding out there and just kind of recognizable and very it's just something that sticks to your head when you see your logo, that kind of thing. So what my initial reaction was when I looked at the webpage is that the logo kind of blends in with the rest of your webpage. So we want to make that just kind of pop out and maybe brighten up some of the colors and stuff like that. We'll give you guys an initial maybe concept board that has several images with some of the colors blending in, a few color palettes to choose from, a very classical branding that I kind of sketched something up for you guys, but I was also waiting to see what my teammates were coming up with, and we were going to initially do some more stuff. This is just a very rough thing that I did while my kids were playing baseball.
That's beautiful.
It's just, I mean, this could be kind of like over time, maybe like further developed would be a packaging label, that sort of thing, with Meadow Valley kind of focus here in the center, and we can do something very simple and stylistic, replacing an O with a tomato or something like that. We'll play around with a few of the fonts for the font studies, making it a little bit more modern, classical, maybe farm, maybe something handwritten, something that looks organic, or that type of thing. So I have a file that I'll probably email you and just kind of go through the initial stages, but I definitely want to get my team involved to see what kind of we've kind of asked all around to develop a couple of logos and just sketches, black and white, nothing in color yet. We'll develop the color a little bit later once we've gotten a good black and white solid. If it looks good in black and white, I think it'll just get better from there once we put color into it. So we'll develop a few of those and get you guys, and I think that's kind of our initial step. It's just to see where this is at, and then we'll set up a few web blasts, and I think There are some that are very cheap, and you can just kind of attach, a small JPEG to your client list. Do you guys have like an email contact list? Okay, then maybe we can just do something like that, and we'll help you guys format it in some sort of an HTML blast format, so it doesn't occupy a whole lot of space, and then it just gets exposed. It just gets interactive, and it's gonna get a little more eye-catchy, that kind of thing. So that's. We want them to remember you as soon as they see it, and you're just like, make them interested. A few other things. This is definitely the first step. What would be the development?
I want farm here instead of CSA because we are a lot more than just a CSA.
Oh, for sure.
So instead, just so if that's more of a.
Okay, so farm is definitely. Okay, well, definitely, yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
So. Okay. Okay, well, that's the initial thing, and as far as I've gathered maybe some information, and I was informed that you guys wanted to do some sort of a garden school as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these are my initial reactions for garden school. Maybe just like a small slogan or a thing that says "Growing You" or "Grow with Us," or I'm not sure if I'm misinterpreting the message somehow, just let me know, and you guys can tell me a little bit more about the garden school and the purpose, and what kind of audience you guys are looking to, acquiring, and just
the garden school is our outreach to the community.
Okay.
For people who want to learn as well as eat. There's a lot of folks who want to get an experience on a farm.
Okay. So what would be the?
So that's kind of what the garden school is going to start out as right, mm-hmm. as an experience on the farm for people. Very few people in Las Vegas have ever been to a farm, know anything about a farm.
They don't even know there's farms.
They don't even know there
yes.
is such a thing as a farm in southern Nevada.
Or that milk comes from a real animal.
Yeah. Anyway, we feel like that's going to be a two-edged, sword for us, because that will help us get the word out to more people, a larger audience, and it'll bring people to the farm to see it,
right?
So that they know that we're actually here. And that's one of the questions that we get is, where are you? And I didn't know that farms existed. Do you grow what you bring?
Right, right.
And we say, yes, we grow everything that we bring to you. And,
right.
And so, yeah.
Well, and the hugest main thing about the whole farm thing is that we have a mission.
Okay.
Which is not only to feed people food, but to feed them their minds, feed them with the purpose of being Americans, being family-centered, being healthy, and connecting and having a balance with nature. So there's a whole...
So kind of core, that's kind of like the core values.
The core values are, and that's where the school will come in and will educate and promote that.
Those core values.
Those values, so that the people will get the reason.
I truly feel that we need some sort of reinitializing of core values with some, just bringing it back to the roots. That
right.
kind of thing. Okay.
That's exactly where we are, back to the roots. Yes. And on one of our flyers, we actually have "Come Grow with Us." So that's,
you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of the flyers I made a long while ago, but it says "Come Grow with Us." So that was perfect. So I'm right on that. You're on that page.
Okay, good.
So, but yeah, we want the community. It's more than just like there's always enough work to do for lots of people to help, and there's always enough. Anyway.
I mean, you teach your children that hard work pays off. That kind of thing.
And we try to learn. As beginning farmers, we've only been doing this for 3 years.
Oh, really?
We're not professional.
We've had a garden for a long time, but
lifetime
farmers.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in gardening, so as soon as I get my backyard in order, I will get something organized like that.
And so we encourage everyone that purchases produce from us, purchases food from us, to start
Their own.
planting their own plants in
Mhm.
their own yard, and to
Be self, a little bit more self.
be
Self-sustaining.
Yes.
Yeah.
be self-sustaining, and also find out what it's like to grow something.
And
Like
that it's
a,
hard, or
like
that
a
it's
There's actually
good.
something fulfilling about that,
Yeah.
especially when you harvest your own
Mhm.
stuff and you put it on the table and just kind of
And we have lots of people who come to us and say, "I'm sure glad you could grow it because all mine stuff died." You know, so
I've heard
it's,
of you. That's
yeah,
Well,
so-
and our next door, our across the street neighbor came over yesterday, and she gave us a bag of pig food for her compost bucket.
Okay.
And then she said, you know what, I really want to get some tomato plants because I can't stand the tomatoes in the store. They just don't taste like anything. In fact, they're awful. And so I need to grow some tomatoes, but you're going to have to tell me how to do it. And I've got tomato plants I can give her. And
Right.
so anyway, so we're just building relationships with the community too.
Building, that's good.
So that's
Okay.
for her. She really now that she wants something and she
Right.
sees that we can do it.
And she knows where to go. So
Mhm.
Right,
So-
right. So yes, this building relationships is really what we're all about.
that's kind of key.
Yeah.
That's very key.
That's
Yeah.
the key core
Yeah.
value.
The key core value. It's just like you said
With
earlier, is
people and with the land.
it's your outreach. It's the way you
Right.
kind of give back to. Yeah,
Right,
that's
uh-huh.
good. I like it. I like it. It's a very noble cause. I like it a lot.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it's noble, but it's
It's
also
a lot of hard work.
Yes, it is.
hard work.
Well,
Oh.
nobody said
But we think that it's important for people because it will help them to feel better. It helps us feel better. It helps us, everyone that comes and participates on the farm feels good for doing it. Eating good food helps you feel better health-wise, so, there's immediate benefits
Okay.
as well as long-term.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's a very interesting concept. I'm very interested in stuff like that. I'm always looking for ways to just kind of engage my children other than video games and just
Yeah,
other stuff, and just
exactly.
kind of get them out
Mhm.
there and know the values of
Mhm.
where everything just kind of came from. A few years
Yeah,
ago, not
yeah,
just
you-
it's on the plate. All right, good.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's, that's where everybody is. Go
Okay.
down to the store, get it, and put it on your plate.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
all there is to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
And so,
gosh.
anyway,
All right, so we definitely have a good sense of, or I definitely have a good sense of the garden school concept, and we'll probably prepare something separate for that, but also just kind of incorporating the Meadow Valley. It'll all be in relation to
Right.
all of that.
Yeah.
So the Meadow Valley will just encompass, the garden school as well, but
Right.
it'll be its own, blasts or
right, exactly
things
right.
here
Yeah,
in
it should.
the different communities and stuff like
Right.
that. It's definitely a separate message contained within Meadow Valley,
Right.
and then we definitely want to keep those two together, but in a different
Right,
identity.
right.
Right,
So-
okay, and so
It
there's a
is
third
separate.
person, that Misty McDonald, the one who is the animal person.
Oh, okay.
She is a separate one too. She was there, she did the
Yes,
silent
yes.
message thing. And she's all in the animals.
Okay.
And so that's a whole nother part, but it's part of this. I mean, we're a trio, so she
Okay.
needs to do her separate thing, but she is also incorporated with the garden school and the farm. So all of this is very interrelated, but
Okay.
it is separate. So when you're doing, separate garden school, there's also this animal part, and then there's
Okay.
also the farm part, but then they're all interconnected. So
Okay.
there's actually 4 projects right here in all of
Oh.
this. So I don't know. I'm not trying. I'm just.
No, definitely.
That's part of how
Right.
we are developing, or it's coming about. So this is part of the.
Okay.